Well, good evening and hello. Welcome to the ALN ALO. Well, it's technically chess lessons, but we'll just say the ALN ALO radio show. Um, yeah, hi. How are you? Tonight is Thursday night. It is November 6th, 2025. The time now is 5:14 p.m. Pacific, and we are live. I'm going to share the live tab here. Um, oh, there we go. So, today we're going over Emmanuel Lasker's lecture number 5. So, I tried to trigger your memory by using Mambo number 5. So hopefully it did. Let me make sure I have sound really quick. I tried to trigger your memory by using Mambo number 5. Great. I have sound. Now, so let's scroll down to the book here. So this was your homework to just go over lecture number 5 in Emmanuel Lasker's Common Sense in Chess, which is actually teaching us the King's Bishop Gambit. So if you are an industrious learner, you may have gone to chess.com and looked up King's Gambit, accepted Bishop's Gambit. So this is the King's Gambit. This is everything that Mr. Lasker was talking about in lecture number 5. So we're going to put this back to the beginning, and we're going to look at the King's Gambit in play. So that's all it is. It is this notation here. It's a series of 4 moves. Uh, it's, well, technically 2 by white and 2 responding moves from black. So it starts with, and then the third move from white. So the first move from white is an opening of e4, which is the king's pawn. And then black responds by moving e5. And then the second one is f4. And black responds by taking, we'll go back to the beginning to show you. So this is the first move, e4 by whites, king's pawn. e5 is the response from black. F4 from white. And then, of course, that pawn is there. That is the king's gambit. They're putting this pawn F4, giving it, sacrificing it to black. I keep forgetting my camera's over here and not over here. So then there's the take. E takes F4, and then white responds by putting their bishop on their king's bishop on C4, and presumably will move their knight and then castle. You can play it a few different ways. If you go back to the book here, let's see if it shows anything in the diagram, but Mr. Lasker goes into a few ways you can play from here, going beyond the first few moves, which move 4, move 5, right there. So you can play those out if you like. If you want to get technical, you can play them out on a board, or you can do it on Lichess, which is what I'm going to be doing right now. So your homework was basically just to read it. I'm going to actually recreate it, and I'm going to show you how you can do it. And we're going to go over a little bit of notation in the meantime. So let's see here. So when you go to lichess.org, you can hover your mouse over the tools dropdown, then go to board editor and click on it. Now that's going to bring up a blank chessboard. Like that's how you would set up the board if you had a board at home. You would set it up exactly like this. And so now I'm going to recreate King's Gambit. Feel free to do this with me as well if you'd like to go to lichess.org. Like I said, go to lichess.org, hover over the tools menu and go to board editor, and you'll see the exact same screen. So what I'm doing here is I'm recreating each move of King's Gambit. You can also flip the board if it's easier for you to see from each perspective. Whoops. And there we have it. So I've recreated King's Gambit, accepted, Bishop's Gambit. So that's basically what Mr. Lasker is discussing in lecture number 5, which begins on page 44 of the PDF documents that's available at autumnleesnews.com on the live page. So if you read lecture number 5, you'll notice again that Lasker uses the old style notation, which I said it can be very helpful, just to kind of familiarize yourself with the concept of notation, because it's improved a lot since then. And most of it hasn't changed. But if you scroll through, Mr. Lasker goes through different ways that games can be played, talks about the advantages of different plays. And here's a diagram of how one of the responses to King's Gambit goes in the game. So if you wanted to evaluate that, you can. But that's essentially everything that's gone over in lecture number 5 is an entire game. It looks like, I believe it's an entire game. Yeah, an entire game played using King's Gambit. And so you can kind of look through, like on page, it's 49 of the PDF, but 51 of the actual book. You can see a game that was played using the old notation, and you can kind of use that to figure out what the new notation is. So for instance, King's Gambit is only the first 3 moves. So that's here, right here, and then it stops. Now you can see Lasker's old notation. I'm going to actually make this bigger. Oh, I don't need to do that. Let's do this here. Okay, so there is what Lasker uses for the notation for King's Gambit. This is the real notation. So if you go back here, it's the real notation for King's Gambit. I'm going to put that here on my social media. If the real notation for King's Gambit is what I'm adding to my social media page right now, then you can cross-reference that to what Lasker is using on page 49. And I'm going to add that here. And you'll see the difference between old style and new notation. Now, just taking a quick look at these 2 pictures that I've added, these infographics, you can see that, let's see, where am I? You can see that Lasker uses K4, key K4 to denote E4. It's the pawn, the king pawn on the E4 square. And see how it's the same for here. Now you see how that could be confusing. That's why he denotes this as white and as black here. Now here as well. The actual chess notation, if you look at the infographic for move 2, is F4 for white, which is actually the pawn located directly in front of the king's bishop. So instead of denoting it as F4, Lasker puts it as T-KB4 to denote that it is the pawn in front of the king bishop on the 4th square. Now the PXP means the black pawn takes that, the preceding black pawn, which is the same as EXF4. And then, of course, the final move, according to Lasker's notation, is the bishop to B4, which is actually the bishop to the square C4. So again, you don't want to learn these at the same time. It's confusing. But if you take specifically this page and compare it to Lasker's notation, and I have both of these infographics available under the live stream that I've posted on my social media, you can see exactly what he means. It makes sense to you. And then it starts to make clearer what this notation actually means, which is the new notation, which is standardized in chess. So there's that. But let's go back to Lichess. We're going to play a quick game against the computer. And then I'll link to the analysis board when I'm finished. I'm going to play as black this time. I'm going to play against the King's Gambit as black. And there might not be sound. I think I lost sound, so I'll have to redo that before I end the show. Or maybe I don't do the ending song. I don't know. We'll see what happens. This is a very defensive position, and I don't like it at all. Yeah, this is Stockfish level 1. It's a very weak AI. Oh, I see what you're trying to do. Okay, then. This should be checkmate. That's not. It should be. Oh, that's why it isn't. This will be, I think. No? Why not? Oh, okay. Uh, uh, no. That's interesting. Nice. Okay. So this is a very weak AI, but I'm going to show the analysis board of this game on the stream post. So yeah, that's pretty much, hopefully that helps you learn notation a little bit more. So now you can see, like, if you're looking at Lichess, once I started from position here, if you look at this notation, that should make more sense to you. So remember, like a couple of classes ago, I mentioned how on it says, like G6, it's just denoting a pawn. If it's talking about like a queen, then it would say Q. That would actually say Q H5 because the queen moved to H5. Since it's a pawn, it's always just going to be the square of the pawn. Now the queen moved to F3. So that would normally say Q F3, but on Lichess, it shows the actual picture, infographic. So that's Q F3, and then the bishop would be B D6. N C3. Q E7, and so on and so forth. So let me see if I can find, let's see. There's a chess cheat sheet thing that I just found at chess.com. I'm going to link to this whole page. And then I'm going to pick one infographic for notation. No, they don't have one. Oh, here we go. I just found one that some random person on, oh, it's too small. I can barely see that. Let me find a bigger one. Chess notation. Algebraic notation cheat sheet. Okay, this is actually really good. So there's this. And then I'm going to try to find an infographic if I can. Here we go. I think. Yes, perfect. Open image in new tab. So, and I'm going to put this on my website. Is it from? It's from World Chess. Chess.com. There we go. Okay. So I'm going to add that. I've added it to my social media pages, but I'm adding that to my website right now. Okay. And I think I might add those links next to it as well. Wait. Oh, now I think I'm going to add some links for those chess cheat sheets. There we go. That makes it a lot smaller. And where is it? There we go. Okay, so I hate it when that happens. I'm just updating the live page with this. And then I'm going to probably get ready to close out the stream. Because we are pretty much done. So I'll have some chess homework for, see, today's Thursday. I'll have some chess homework for you to do over the weekend. We're going to be going over mid games. So, there we go. Because we've gone over quite a few openings. So I think it's a good idea to go over mid game now. All right. So I've published, make sure that went through. I've published all of this at autumnleesnews.com on the live page. So let me go ahead and share that. And I'm going to try to do some more stories today on the homepage of the website. So let me go to the live page. So this is okay. Making sure it's all loading here because my internet's crappy, but not as crappy as it has been. So glad for that. Okay, there. So there's the chess notation infographic. It's below the chess lessons, and I'm going to have number 4 next to this one. So there you can learn the notation, and then there's some cheat sheets here where if you click on that, that takes you to chess terms, chess cheat sheets, and all kinds of other fun things. So that, again, is under the chess subheading on the live page. So if you go to autumnleesnews.com, click on the live page, past the stream, scroll past this. Go to chess. That's the subheading. About the middle of the page. Go below the chess lessons 1, 2, and 3. And then you will find the infographic for chess notation, icon for it, the letter notation, chess cheat sheets by chess.com. And there you have it. So for homework for tonight, you are going to, you'll want to review chess notation. You think I want to take a break from the book because I want to look over more mid-game tactics. I think honestly, okay, this is coordinate training. This is your homework. Give me a sec. Okay. All right. Now let me add a cute little emote in. Okay. There it is. Okay, so that's what this is. This is coordinate training. The vision trainer. Learn to quickly follow and record chess coordinates and annotation. Improve vision with coordinate training. Identify squares or make moves. Answer as many as you can in 30 seconds. We're just going to do one quick one. Training mode. So we're going to do, you can do, I would recommend doing white or black. This is how you should set it up. Okay. Let me add a highlight to this. Because, oh wait, choose a better color. Not that one. My goodness, is there white? Yes. Okay. There. Now you can see this. Okay. So what you're gonna want to do, actually undo that. Before you hit start, okay, copy. Now, all right. Yes. So you want to make sure that the training mode is set up under coordinates and color white or black. So that way you can train as either one. C8, C3, I can't see right now. This screen is far away, but yeah, that's basically what it is. C4, A6, D3, F7, A4, F1, B. Okay. And if you have a chess.com account and you kind of need to, so yeah. You can sign up for a chess.com account for free. So that's what you'll need to do. And it will actually give you an achievement. So yeah. Anyway, so that's what we have here. So tonight's homework is coordinate training to learn chess notation and become faster. Use that link that I provided there. And you're going to want to set up your training mode like this, where it's coordinates and the color is white or black, and then click start. So that's pretty much all I have for tonight. I would close out with my outro music, but I'm having audio issues again, so hopefully I still have audio throughout the remainder of the stream, or I'm going to become entirely very irritated. I think I do. But anyway, thanks for joining me. I will see you, let's see, tomorrow for Full Blown Friday. Have a good night.